We want to encourage students to continue playing by ear, but it often competes with the concentration needed to learn how to sight read. So we're going to look at techniques that fuse these skills together so playing by ear actually benefits their note reading progress. There's two phases: playing by ear and the notation phase. This is where we can create a lot of lesson content, but at the end we'll go over something that many teachers already do that ties it all together and gets the quickest results. So teaching someone to play by ear is like training a rescue dog to find someone who's lost. You give them a sample smell, like the person's jacket, and send them to search after it. We want to do the same thing. We want to give them a sample phrase from the song, either by playing it or singing it. Then you have them find that sample phrase by listening to the recording. I'm going to use Roar by Katy Perry as the example. You just need a short phrase. It doesn't have to be a long passage. I'm going to use this one. You held me down, but I got up. And then I'll play it. This only uses 3 notes. A student can learn that little phrase by themselves, copying you. Once they've learned it, you go on YouTube and play the recording, and they have to pause the video when they hear it. After that, they can sing it, they can play it, and then we do variations of it. So just that one little phrase, and jump up an octave. You can center it with the root note with the left hand, and then you can kind of play it in a loop. They'll naturally want to make little variations. They'll also naturally want to connect it to the rest of the melody. So you see how that makes it natural to want to complete the rest of that phrase. It might be a little bit tricky to decide which phrase to feature in a song. Piano Hub Listening Activities does this for you. Each worksheet is a set of 12 songs. They each have a different phrase you can highlight in that. So that's the only thing you'd have to learn, that little phrase. Then make it a listening activity. They can listen to the recording, pause it when they hear that featured phrase, and it is a nice listening activity that gets them using their ear. The goal is to get them used to this process so we can train them to listen to the bass line. The challenge of listening to the bass line is tuning your ears in that low. But the melody itself tends to be simple. We want to focus on that bass melody because it unlocks so much. It unlocks scale degree patterns, the function of the song, and the key we're in. So learning bass lines is the most efficient way to learn multiple songs and put them in your own style. There's 3 steps to the notation phase: spell, write, read. I want beginners to learn their musical alphabet by using it. So they can play a little melody and then spell it out. When they play something like that, they recognize it, have them figure out the letters. I give them shortcuts while they go through this process, so they're not always just counting A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I'd be like, okay, E is to the right of the 2 black keys. So give them shortcuts, but also give them the opportunity to work at it. You can write the letters on the board with no note values because they already know the rhythm if they've listened to it. So I like to write them on a modified staff here. If you ever look at how a kid will learn something by ear and then they see the need to write it out, they'll write those letters out in a straight line, but just adding the staff line just gets them understanding why how it helps going up and down with the letters. Piano Hub note reader worksheets are designed to get students writing pop songs they've already played on the staff and get used to reading notation by writing it. The fastest way to achieve this is by singing, either before or after they've learned to play the song. You sing the notes on the sheet while they follow along, or you sing the song and then you write the song. You point to the notes and sing. This connects the notes in your ear to the staff immediately. So you might ask, well, why do all this other stuff when you can just sing with them and get those results? We do love these intuitive ways that give fast results, but being selective about where they need to struggle a bit helps them tie these skills to their memories and emotions. Making them sit through a whole song and be alert for a certain phrase, that's an experience. Having them play something easy, but now they have to figure out the letters and spell out the melody, that's also an experience. We don't want to rush them through these points of struggle because that's where the memories are made. So here's some tips. Focus on short phrases. Know the phrase ahead of time, what you're going to teach, so you can introduce it in a way that sparks interest. Second, a magnet board with a staff is a great tool to get comfortable with the staff and introduce different teaching moments. I keep it right on my piano and use it all the time. And third, remember that singing is the most powerful teacher, but don't neglect giving students opportunities to work hard at figuring something out.